Greetings. This is Skyler Saunders seeing what's current. Uh, I don't usually do stories, but this is a pressing story, and I think it's something that should be explored continually as it's an ongoing court case. It's the YNW Melly case. Uh, young nigger wave Melly. Um, so new developments today have surfaced text messages. Now, this is something that's very interesting to me. Very interesting because I don't like emojis. I don't think they're good for humanity. I don't think they're good for our society. I don't think they're good for civilized people. Unless you're just having fun. Then I can grant you with your text messages of emojis. But when they're included in the courts of law, that could present a problem. That could present something very interesting because with YNW Melly's case, he has a single text message that reads, "I did that," and there's a whole discussion by one of the prosecutors, I think it was, that was saying, "Well, do you want me to go back and say what the difference between THAT and DAT?" It was a whole thing in the courtroom. And then he said after that he had the emoji like this, which means shh, I guess. I mean, this is a weird thing because what if he had no text at all? What if he didn't say I did that? Is it still valid? The shh emoji? Is that what it's about? Is that what's really come down to? Emojis and a text message? Two young men's lives and the life of a young man on hangs in the balance. He would get the death penalty without question. A double homicide would definitely get YNW Melly the death penalty without question, without even a single bit, of ideas that could potentially seal his fate. It's a very serious case. We had our fun, we had our jokes about him being demonic. His last name is Demons, just a coincidence. I don't know if it's pronounced Demon. It looks like demons. That's what it looks like to me. It Jamel Demons, aka YNW Melly. So I'm gonna just say demons from now on. I don't know if it could be Demon. Somebody correct me. Somebody in the top chat, please correct me. I can be corrected. I can be wrong. It is possible. So just let me know if it is the case, whether not if he's demonic, but if he actually did this crime. I mean, you can say there's so many instances about his the mother having a heart attack because of the stress. You have so many different stories flying back and forth, about YNW, allegedly flirting or blowing kisses in the courtroom. It's all sorts of kinds of things like that. But that's not what should be analyzed. What should be analyzed are these emojis, these tweets, these Instagram posts and Twitter posts. Those should be allowed. That should be allowed in court, not art. I don't agree with the art being allowed in court. I do not agree with screenplays or raps or song lists or anything game play discourse, or maybe it could be discourse. Maybe I'll take if you're on the headset, but for the most part, no, keep it with phone transactions and telephone, text messages, stuff like that. That should be the only thing that should be admissible in court. So YNW Melly is definitely hanging in the balance right now. He's been locked up for a few years, I think, by now. and it doesn't look too bright for him. He has some breaks in the case. He did have some breaks, but it just seems like it's coming and down on him, especially when you have you know tweets, or I keep saying tweets, text messages that say I did that, DAT, not I did that, and they made a point of it. You know, uh, in a very okay. So um, the defense counsel Stuart Adelstein, I hope I pronounced that right, cross-examined Moretti. Moretti is a detective. On his is he's a current detective on his testimony of the text, and where he raised the possibility that more than one person was using the phone that the prosecution was introducing evidence from. Specifically, Adelstein raised the spelling of that from the Snapchat text, say Snapchat, and another spelling of dat for the same word from another phone that the prosecution said belongs to Melly. It's very interesting. So, when Melly spells the word dat, D-A-T, you want me to go through all 19 pages, or will you take my word that every time coming out of the phone number, which ended in 9807, that's attributed to this young man, that's writing the message, he does not spell it that, but dat, D-A-T. Adelstein said, putting it to the witness. So, I mean, it just is a super, as Troy Star Train would say, quagmire. That's what it is. It's a huge quagmire, and it's very serious. It's a serious case. It's nothing to be, like I admit it. I did laugh, at the demonic stuff. That was, it was weird. It was goofy. I got my ha ha ha, my key on. I'm not gonna lie to you. You can look it up in my past posts. But this is a serious issue. But it's sad because it's like what I always said about emojis and these Snapchat texts and these text messages. It's like you can't even he would have been better off just putting emojis. It's ironic. Like it would have been better off if he had put a upside down face, or a face that's blank, that doesn't have a smile on it or anything. He would probably been better off. But they're talking about some serious, not talking about years, death, death. They're not playing double homicide in Florida. They're talking about his death. He'll be on the road for probably a decade if he's convicted. Let me not say he's going directly to the prison cells for death row. He's still in the phases of the court system. He still has that going for him. He has the workings of the United States judiciary, which is a proper system that we should always have. But we must have this discussion about emojis. For me, I don't like them. I despise if they're alone. And what's ironic, like I said, this is ironic because if you have them alone, then there's no case, because you can just say, what the hell does that mean? It doesn't mean anything. I mean, happy face, smiley face, laughing, crying face, you know, okay. But if you put I did that, now that I did that, did what? Did the murders? Did a video shoot? Thank you, Courtney. I was baiting. See, I was baiting you. I was doing that on purpose. I was making sure that you knew that I could not stand emojis, so that you would put all those emojis on the screen. I wanted you to do that. Thank you for doing that. I was waiting for Courtney. I was waiting for you. Appreciate it. All right, back to being serious. I gotta be serious now. What is that? Oh, it's a squirt. That's a super soaker. Okay, super soaker, super soak that. Oh, super soak that. Oh, okay. Enough of that. No, but it's seriously an issue. If they can admit those text messages in the court of law, then you got to be really careful what you do. what you say, what you put down on these mobile devices and these other devices. It's very important that you are careful and you're understanding what exactly you want to convey in a message. What exactly you want to say because of that particular ideal. Do you want to be caught up in that? Caught up in a web of misunderstanding and possible a conviction based off of a text message, the face. So somebody's in the Courtney, if you're still in the chat room, put up the face. Somebody, if you're not Courtney, somebody put up the face, because that was in the message. It said, I did that, DAT, with the face. If he had just had the face, would it even be an issue? Would the DA, with the prosecution, yeah, there we go. Would the prosecution ever have gone forward with the idea of making this such a big point, making this such a sticking point? Because the prosecution is really trying to groom, and they took a big L the last time I checked, when they couldn't get the lyrics and admitted to the case, to the court case. They took a big L. So Melly was breathing off of that. I don't know. He's probably, still within a high security max zone of the prison system, and he still has that hanging over his head. His death. Okay, I'm not even. I've been joking, haha, he just a few minutes ago, but I'm serious when it comes to that. I don't want to play around with the guy's death, and that's hanging over his head. Not life in prison, or he'll have the chance to see his family and for forever how long he lives, but death, like seriously, double homicide, a double homie, no joke. I'm being as serious as colon cancer right now. But there's this other, he was typing. This is where it gets me. I get confused really quickly. This other gentleman, his name is. Let me make sure I get it. PZ Gambino, and his real name is Patrick Delovch. I probably blundered on that. I probably just chopped that up, but it's spelled Delovch. If you can pronounce that, send me a message tied with a donation. I'm kidding, but I try to pronounce it. It's Delovch, Delovch. But I can see why he changed his name to PZ Gambino. Anybody can read that. But no, he smiled. I mean, he didn't smile, but he had different messages, and then even in the report it says, I did that, smiley face emoji, followed by the another message, shh. So smiley face emoji could ruin him. A smiley face emoji. That's what I'm talking about. So if he had a sad face and I didn't do that, would that have cleared him? I mean, I'm. This is conjecture. This is don't hold me all to this. I'm just using conjecture right now. Yeah, exactly. That's circumstantial. I'm just using conjecture. That's what I was saying. You're exactly right, Courtney W. I was just trying to think of the actual term, but it's conjecture. It's circumstantial. But I just want to know. I'm just throwing it out there as a citizen, just wondering if he had the opportunity again, would he use those emojis? Would he say the words "I did that" DAT? Would that be even in his wheelhouse? Would he have the wherewithal, the idea to even go back and say what he did according to what he may not have done or may have done. He's still not convicted. It's up in the air. May have done it, may not have done it. That's why the prosecution's going so hard. And the defense, they're just waiting. Salute. MYB Exchange. Thank you very much, sir, for your support. Respect tonight's goal. I doubled or nothing. I went from $10 to $20 because I have one club member so far. If you can guess who that person is, more points to you. More solid. MYB Exchange is definitely on the check-in. Respect to that man. But no, I mean, YNW Melly. It's a tragedy all the way around. Even if even if he escapes the death penalty, this whole situation, this whole misunderstanding is completely off. It's completely wrought with just incomprehension. I'm trying to wrap my head around it. I mean, there's very little evidence. I thought there was a lot. I thought, the canine came through, the forensics team came through. They threw on the 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 actual pieces that could be evidence, and it turns out they didn't have much. And that's why he's still on the line for his life. For his life. Not life in prison, but life until he is dead by the state. Thank you, Courtney. I appreciate that. Thank you very much, young lady. Thank you. I appreciate that. Appreciate that. Thank you. So I got 3 people on that right now and 3 likes. So I appreciate anybody who's in here right now. Again, tell 2 friends. Let the third one wonder who I am. Don't tell them about me. Make them wonder. Make them look up my name. Skyler Saunders. Skyler with an E. If you spell it with an A, that's okay. My own family members spell it with an A sometimes. I'm not going to get mad. I'm not going to, get irate. But it's Skyler space Saunders Saunders. And it just seems to me that we have to sort through this YNW Melly case, and all the theatrics and all the different things that have surfaced, the text messages. It gets deep. It gets to a point where you have to really reevaluate the conditions that are inherent in this case. And you have a young man. Give me a moment while I look up the young man's age. YNW Melly. He's 24. 24 years old. Just 3 years, being able to be called adult, a full-fledged adult. 18 years, 6 years ago, he was called an adult, but a full-fledged adult where you can drink. Are you talking about Zion Williams? I didn't get to Zion Williams. I didn't. I just looked at the hip hop sites and the top stories. That's the only reason. But thank you, NYB Exchange. I just scanned past the Zion Williams case. He's going through suicidal stuff. It's not pretty for him. It's not even a game. It's everything just seems like it's like from sugar to you know what, and just a few hours. I was going to talk about Jimmy Allen. He's from my state, Delaware. He's going to be going on stage. They still are. They didn't fully cancel him yet. Apparently, he's going on stage. He's going to be performing. He's going to get a bag, but he's also countersuing the people that are going against him. So we'll see what that develops as. I'll go into that case if we have to as well. But I just really want to go and start. Yeah, you're exactly right. It is weird starting just as the people. I think it's because strange starts and revelations. I guess that's it. That's all I can say it as. Um, but that's why I think it is. That's why I think Mr. Terrain does that. But I try not to chase Mr. Terrain. That's why I try to come on before him. So it's not like, oh, I'm gonna use his leftovers and do my own show. I pick up. Sometimes we do the same people. Sometimes we overlap. Sometimes we have completely different stories that don't even have anything to do with one another. So I think that's pretty cool. I think that's original, and I keep my own identity. He keeps his, and it works out for us. But YNW Melly, I just if I was a praying man, I'm an atheist, so I can't pray for YNW Melly. But I just want to give the man, as an American citizen, his full rights to being defended within a court of law. You know, that's prime. That's of prime importance that he is given his days in court, and there continue to be that because it's nothing nice. It ain't nothing nice. It ain't nothing nice. Not like, oh, give him 30 years. No, give him 80 years and he'll die in prison maybe, or it's no, he'll die. We'll inject him, or we'll put him on a chair and let electricity to course through his body. I don't know what Florida does. Florida may not do that. They may have lethal injection. I didn't check into this, but I may do that in the coming days. If what other developments come up within the court system. But they may even have firing squad. I don't know. I think there's still firing squad in America. Somebody check that for me. Anybody in the live chat? While we still have time, get to Googling. On behalf of you can be my research team for the day. But I remember Delaware. Delaware made history. Delaware was the last state that I know of. I could be wrong. You can correct me if I'm wrong. I may well be wrong. But Delaware was the last state to have a hanging, and it was in the 90s. I think it was in 1996. Yeah, check out the story in YB Exchange. It's riveting, especially when it comes to the difference between THAT and DAT. They went to that level. They went that far within the case. The difference between that and that was an issue brought up in the courtroom. That's pretty amazing. That's extraordinary. That's how specific and to the point some of these cases can go, because I mean you have to. If you're talking about a death penalty case, you have to get to every angle. You have to get to every nitty-gritty piece of information that's available. And that's, a part of what it means to be a prosecutor or a defense attorney. District attorney and district. I just learned, district attorney and prosecutor are not the same thing. District attorneys use prosecutors in the court of law, but they work with each other. I learned that. Had to learn that. I'm giving that to you now, so you know that. But YNW Melly, young nigga wave Melly. He's fighting for his life, literally. He's literally fighting for his life. He's in a battle. And I know, Christians, they're laying, they're all upon the altar, they're praying to Jesus, that, they're going down on their knees and begging to the unknown and the unknowable. And that's okay. That's fine. I'm not. But I respect those who do, because you outnumber me for one thing. Atheists make up, I think, 5% of the world's population. That's 95% of the world believes in a god or gods. So I'm outnumbered. There's a strong chance that you are a believer in my live chat. That you're not that you are a theist, not atheist, not an atheist, but a theist. Theist. So it just intrigued me, and the fact that it was a top trending story. And the fact that they're getting to the nitty gritty, the low, the to the fine tooth, parts of this case, which is again completely admissible, completely understandable, completely comprehensible. It's all there. It's all I understand. I get that. And in this PZ Gambino figure, they're going back and forth about who owns the phone and how YNW Melly had the same plan as another gentleman. It just got really goofy. Who are you? You're giving me the shame, shame, shame chant. That was the lady from Ted Lasso, by the way, who said shame, shame, shame. Are you giving that to me, NYB Exchange? Is that for me? I can't tell with text sometimes. I mean, he didn't even have, MYB Exchange doesn't even have emojis going. But yeah, I was just anybody that Courtney definitely knew, anybody else that knows me knows I can't stand emojis. But the irony is emojis might have could have been beneficial in his life. If he what would he do? What if he had that the squirt gun and in the face? Would that constituted that he actually admitted to doing it? Is that is that where we are in society and life and as a civilization that we have to use emoticons, emojis, whatever the case may be, and actually use them in the court of law? Is that what we have to do? No, this artist rapper is Melly, YNW Melly, and the YNW stands for Young Nigger Wave. Melly, M as in Mike, E as in Echo, L as in Lima, L as in Lima, Y as in Yankee. NYB Exchange. Let me put this in here. So yeah, it's like I said, it's a tragedy. No matter how you look at it, he has already served time in jail. Excuse me, young nigga world. Good thing I checked that. Good thing I checked that real quick. Young nigga world, Melly. His real name is Jamel. Damon. I don't know. His last name is Demons. I'm not making that up. I'm not joking. I'm not trying to be funny. His last name is literally Demons. Demons. I'm not joking. I'm not making that up. That is the truth. That is a fact. I don't know if you pronounce it Damon or anything like that, but that's what it is. That's what's down on paper. That's what's on the internet as. So that's the case right now. So, I just say let justice be served. If they find enough evidence, which I think they haven't yet, if they do find it, or if they don't find it, more power to the young man, and I know he's in for his life. All right, wait for my. Okay, there are four people in this room right now. Four people at 9:32. Excuse me, 8:32, and it's 30 minutes into my stream. I'm gonna see who has the most people who can donate. First of all, got to get my donations in. But yeah, I want to see who donates. But I also want to see who sticks around. Okay, there's three people now. There are four people. I want to see who sticks around for my stories. All right, so I'm gonna go to my stories and see how many people come in or go out. Let's see. These are stories from the mind of Skyler Saunders. Okay, this one's called "Sweeping." Two members of an all-black female rock group discuss reality. Kalia Veer let herself better understand her situation. I was sweeping floors using the bristles as strings. Now I'm touring the world. Yes, we went against all the odds in order to get here. Dance Biggs observed. Now the whole world wants black women rock bands. Who would have thought about it like that? Who would have considered that we would be on these stages? She then pulled out her guitar and started playing some chords. Kalia returned to her tablet and sketched a few lyrics. Furiously, she let bare her soul through her stylist. We're the winners, she said. I like that. Always wanted to think about why aren't there more black women? Why aren't there more black men uh, rock groups? I don't. It's something that always got to me. Always wanted to know, and I have this platform to ask three people why aren't there more, or now one person. I'm talking to you, whoever you are, one person. Thank you very much. You can go to the 50 club by contributing $50 a month. It doesn't have to be all at once. Could be in increments. There's one person that is a part of that membership so far that didn't do all 50 at one time. That did a little bit here, a little bit there, and it's added up to over $50 actually. So I appreciate that person's contributions. So, uh, I'm just gonna ruminate a little bit on this. Why aren't there black women female groups? I know Beyonce has a band. Beyonce has I think an all female, all black band. I think. Let me make 100% sure about that. Beyonce's band. Beyonce's original all female band, a 10-year anniversary concert. Yeah, they're not all black, but they're let me see. It's not showing the name. I'm trying to find because we have Nikki Glaspie on 04 on drums, Reed Sui. This is all from graduates from Berkeley or members of Berkeley. Baby McGill guitar, Brittany Washington piano, Divinity Rocks bass, Katie Rodriguez tenor saxophone, Kristen Torres, uh, Torres, excuse me, on trumpet, Marcia Chapa on percussion, and dancer Ebony Williams of '05 of Berkeley University, and students from Boston Conservatory. But I'm looking for the band name. I can't even see it. I'm trying to look for it. Feature members. It's not showing it. It's not showing it at all. Do they have a name? Maybe they just get together and jam out, have jam out sessions. I don't know. That's interesting. I'm still gonna look for it though. I'm gonna look for what's her name? The Sugar Mamas. That's what it is. Of course, the Beehive will know. The Sugar Mamas. So why aren't there like 10, 20 Sugar Mamas? Yeah, MYB exchange is very wicked. Very. Extremely, yeah. We'll get back to that though. We're working on this this rock and roll band that Beyonce has for all women band, but not all black women, but mostly black. Um, the Sugar Mamas. They're they're an outfit that she picked up, and they go on. She goes on tour with them. They go on tour with her, I should say. But why aren't there like 10, 20, 30 of them? I don't understand that. I mean, we have so many people within uh rock and roll or hip hop or any music, Aretha Franklin just passed, not too long ago. Tina Turner just passed just this year. And these are icons of rock and roll, but they're of soul and rock and roll, of R&B and rock and roll. They didn't have a guitar attached to them, not like somebody like Rosetta Tharpe. Look up Rosetta Tharpe. She was a major influence on a lot of people and coming up through the rock and roll ranks. So I just think it's interesting that there aren't 30 or 40 new rock and roll acts that are huge, that are big. I'm not. There's probably dozens of underground, black, his black male and black female groups that do very well for themselves, but aren't on the cover of Rolling Stone. Or, they're not that big. I mean, you can have close. I don't remember her name, but Alabama Shakes. Her. The lead guitarist. Yeah, she's black. But the whole band isn't black. I'm talking about a whole black band of female or male artists. Bad Brains comes to mind. There's a few other bands that come to mind, but not too many. There's not a lot. So hopefully we'll have 100 black female and male bands coming out. There's 4 people in this room. There are 4 people in this room. I'm reading these stories. I'm gonna watch it drop. I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna watch y'all. Y'all gonna be like, oh, I'm good, man. He talking about them fiction stories. I don't know. It's all right. Do what you gotta do. I'm gonna read these stories. Do what you gotta do. Back to the roots. A figure in hip hop returns to his origins. It's kind of a. We're picking up on a kind of a theme here a little bit. Kenya Kente said it himself. If you ever fall from grace, you'll be bruised beyond all recognition. His descent in business relations and personal relationships meant that he would be forever scarred. So he came back to Delaware with about $500,000, where he was once a centibillionaire. He still had a fortune, but he had to sell off so many possessions to just get out of debt. He looked at his father, Baraka Kente, in the face. They embraced. Welcome home, son. Don't worry. We're about as remote as we can be. No paparazzi will be here. And that's for the most part true. That's what, we get people from, Philly, New York, Atlanta, all over the country, Detroit, New Jersey. They come to Delaware to either dry out, hide from the cops, or get a nice home, from this, it depends if they want, get out of Wilmington, they go to Greenville or somewhere, but downstate, we call it LSD, lower, slower Delaware. You can have a nice property, you can have nice, real estate going on, depending on where you are. It's something special. It's definitely something special. Definitely something special. I hope you like that story. I like that story. All right, this one's called Coexist. A couple explores learned machines. When the efficiency of the machines astounded the people of Delaware, it stared off normally. All the humans had to do was to figure out how the machines work with them. This goddamn thing, Larson Brown exclaimed. It's a machine, Gilda Hoover pointed out. I know that it's still a hunk of mess, and you're a hunk of flesh, Luddy, she shot back. Just tap the machine and voice what you want from the private library. It's all free to us. Donors and members cover the charges, and the company is backed by the Wilmington Stock Exchange. Wise. All right, then. I like that. It's decent. In the pocket. Let me see how many people left. Okay, we got 2 people in this room. I think they're NYB Exchange and Courtney. if that okay, now we got 3 people. All right, it's hovering. It's going back 2, 3, 2, 3, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4. All right, not mad. I'm not mad. Talk with intent. Humans find a way to make the lesser apes seem greater. When New Sweden University students of Wilmington, Delaware invented a system for animals, primarily land mammals, to speak, people maligned them. It goes against God, the masses shrieked. The scientists still pressed onward through the criticism. One of the ways they kept from going was the outcome. The experiments worked. Gibbons conversed about the stars and about the latest dietary menus the humans served them. I concur. The meals are getting a bit dry. There's not enough spice to go around, Vestal, the first Gibbon, explained. Kronos, the second Gibbon, looked at his friend. There may be humans who cook. That was cool. I like that one. Something interesting. Something, I just put it on the table. They give, the larger apes, gorillas, they can speak in sign language. Okay, here we go. Yes, finally. 0 people are in this room. I am talking to you on the broadcast. So this is all for the broadcast right now. Thank you for sticking around. Hope you stick around a little bit longer because I'm going through these stories and I'm having a good time. I'm having a great time. It's fun. This is a good time. Got my water. Yeah, so I'm feeling all right. 0 people are in this room right now. I have not received any Cashapp donations. It's not a game. Not received any Cash Apps. I'm looking for my next 50 club member. Now I could say 700 club, and I'd have been serious. But 50 club, that's not that much. Not that much at all. That's Skyler's 50 club. $50 a month. It would be nice if I was 50 members. But I'm trying to do just $50. You can spread it out over the month. Do what you gotta do. Okay. Back to the stories. On the plate, a couple prepares to dine on an unusual meal. This was someone. Hold on. Jolter Lister looked skeptical. He pushed at the flesh on his plate. This was someone's Welsh corgi and British shorthair. His female companion, Aldina, had already bitten into the dog and cat. Her eyes rolled back on her head. This is so good. God damn. Why did it take so long for Americans to fry up some house pets? She asked with enthusiasm. Lister raised up from his seat and rushed to the restroom. Are you going to eat yours? Aldina called after him. Have it. Aldina shrugged. She scraped his food onto her plate. She savored the tenderness, the well-seasoned meals. Eating cats and dogs, it's weird for us to say, but in certain cultures, especially in Asian cultures, they eat cats and dogs. Like it's no kidding. Like when they're not playing. All right, on to the next story. On to the next. On to the next. Residentially challenged. A nomenclature expert comes up with a new term. Kiemba McRae stood in front of the digital board. We've used homeless and unhoused. These are words with just 2 syllables. They're simple and direct. We have to come up with more syllables. We must complicate an even more complicated issue. Once we get to the point where we have the opportunity to challenge the status quo, we will be able to see just how important it is to address the plight of those individuals who don't have a place to live. The room looked tense. That's why I'm introducing the residentially challenged idea into the lexicon. That should suffice. Real equity. You see anybody came in? Nope. They, they know better. People know better. They know better. They know when I get to these stories, it's like, all right, that's time to log off. I'm good. So it's 0 people watching. Okay. Rebroadcast people, it is at 0. It is at 0 people currently watching. Okay. Private equity companies spring up in Wilmington, Delaware. Sun leaked between the buildings. It shined on the people who had different shades of blackness. They had begun private equity companies. They took it seriously in the fact that they would take struggling companies and turn them profitable again. That meant layoffs and firings. They already hate that we're black business people, Yendo Sutton acknowledged. Sweeten, maybe. I don't get that right. They think, or Sutton, they think we're bougie. I'm I'm white man. The white man didn't give us these businesses. We raised them by ourselves. We kept rising higher and higher while they stagnated. Well, now we're going to step in and liquidate. Selma Meyer grinned. We can certainly make more money, sir. I like that. Talking about private equity. Liquidating. Zero. Oh, cra, coconuts. All coconuts. Marie Maynard Daily Prizes. A couple each prepared to accept awards. The couple walked the black carpet. The Marie Maynard Daily Prizes took on a certain mystique at the waterfront in Wilmington, Delaware. Both had been recipients before, and both had been nominated and been awarded again. This, I would say, is going to be the best time of our lives. Again, Stuart Barkley said to his wife, Latia. Do you know how much history is going to be made tonight? We're the only ones with 2 daily prizes. It's unheard of. And your speech about the molecular structure of certain isotopes of carbon to help support the fossil fuel industry? Barclay encouraged. Coconut, it's not even a game. Y'all show it. Y'all show it. That's real though. At least it's real. It's not like, oh, I have to sit through this and if you want to go, you can go. Shoot, I'm stopping you. Official. Delaware takes an honor. At air passed through the passageway. We have to say it. It must be heard. That's the problem, the journalist proclaimed. I know we must be able to know that the state is the greatest the greatest state in the country in the United States. Oh, see, I'm messing up. Okay. I'm correcting what doesn't need to be corrected. Okay. The greatest country is the United States. The greatest city is New York. And the greatest state is Delaware. The other 2 journalists looked around puzzled, astonished, and gratified at just hearing the words. Yes, but we make it official when we get the advertising boards involved in the governor. That sounds great. We just have to ensure that Delaware will receive this honor. It's what we'll do. Nobody. No. Nobody. No. You rebroadcast people. You have to watch it if you want it. Scorched earth. When the sun dies, what happens? It ate up Mercury and Venus, but scorched Earth. It was enough to wipe out all life on the planet. It grew into a red giant and then became a white dwarf. That's what I have to work on. What? White giant, red dwarf. Or is it red? Is it red now? Okay, so I think I had it right in the first place. Let me make sure. Comes a red giant, and then it's called a white dwarf. Okay, got it. Made sure. Okay, made sure. A, a panoply of color all sent clouds of matter through the solar system. It had to die. It had been burning for over 9 billion years. What took so long? The humans of Earth already prepared new interplanetary bases and thriving cities on Mars. They'll be underground as well and shield the people from the sun's wrath. I'll be damned. The sun's gonna die someday, Hanover Clemson said. Kind of butchered that one, but kept it pushing. I got my 4 likes, so I'm not mad. I'm not mad at my 4 likes. The days of the fair one are over. A man learns quickly about the seriousness of force. When he picked up the gun to clean it, he knew he was going to blast his opposition. There was no time for jabs and left hooks, just dumping the steel. That's all anyone knows nowadays. Just to get into a fist fight meant nothing in Wilmington, Delaware. It had been an experience that no one wanted, but they knew they needed it. To lay down someone with punishment meant that you were top. And he was standing with his piece he named Enoch. As he saw him cross streets, he withdrew, but instead of shooting, got 2 in his head. It's serious. Not playing. Okay. Make up a new dance. Delawareans declare a new holiday. The music movement looked sure and true. The rhythm mixed with the melody made the dance all the more enticing. Delaware Dance Day excited people into being part of the grand view of their lives. The November 18th scores of people made up new dances that corresponded to the labors and joys of the first state. It's just amazing to see all these men and women, boys and girls, all getting together to have fun on this day. I'm glad the weather held up, Gilla Cope said with a smile as wide as the twin bridges. It's so perfect. One. One person is in this. Okay, I spoke too soon. Back to 0. That's fine though. That's okay. I'm not mad. I have to get this out. I have to get these stories out to somebody. Daggone it. You're gonna listen. Name change. Wilmington, Delaware gets a new title. Wilmington, Delaware was named Reason, Delaware. What the hell is that supposed to mean? Jabika Molson asked. I mean, what's the point? A few more residents ventured guesses as to why the name change occurred. I think it's all right, said Jermichael Danford. It's a nice ring and a reminder to always be thinking. In Reason, Wilmington, it happened to be the only place on earth called by the title. It warned young Cynthia Jacks. I think it will help make the state better. Let's hope it doesn't make this place ironic, though. With the name in place, most folks rejoice. One person's in. Will they step out? We will see. I don't know who you are, but whoever you are, respect today's goal. $20. It's $20. You can put all in or just chip away at it. Whatever you got. I'll take ones. If you're on a yacht like Troy Star Terrain, he can reject ones and twos. I'm all about them. I'll take them. I'm gonna dinghy. I'm gonna little rowboat. But that's just what it is. I'm not mad. I'm just saying that's just what it is. All right, where the gun sang. A man protects his honor with hardware. A snub-nosed 38 special tucked under his armpit holster. He carried his assault rifle in broad daylight under the new rule in Delaware. This is where the gun sang. Many fighters squelched their scuffles in place of pistols and rifles. The sad news came in the form of an obituary in the column of a daily Delaware write-up. Schofield Bentington used his weapon as a defense against the roving marauders. He put his tech to the test when it came time to reach them. It made the most sense to just keep in mind what was true. The Green in Greenville. More builders erect mansions in Greenville, Delaware. It was a mansion boom. The builders couldn't put up fast enough. The demand overwhelmed, but it all meant business boom. I'm snapping up 3 mansions, nuclear physicist and inventor Philroy Notch admitted. He had been the chief designer of the golden nucleus. His net worth was estimated from $2 to $5 billion. Lavella Garden said he had purchased her first home in Greenville 30 years ago. After the mortgage was up, she found that her property value had risen as well. She sold her home for $10 million. I'm just glad I'm able to get paid. All right, just a few more, couple more. Help the beaches. A businessman wants people to donate during the cooler months in Delaware beach community. We're not here to save the whales. We're here to make money. And we're going to do that by preserving the beaches for people. As we all know, November is part of the off season for us down here in Bethany. So I implore you to donate. Thank you. Ross Burton talking to the mic. The woman whipped up and pulled his jacket closer. The dollars, according to the digital bank account, showed that he had inspired people to drop a few dollars in the collection plate. All this is for the owners who populate this beach town. It is 9 o'clock, but there's a little bit more time for stories. And whoever you are, you're still watching, and I'm rocking with you. Respect tonight's goal, $20. I was able to secure a 50 club, so I'm banking on that for the most part. Thank you very much. I'm gonna keep reading. Got a few more left. This one's called Rumble. Dover, Delaware highways turn into speedways. Lights blinked. Roars from the engine pervaded the area. In Dover, Delaware, the cars on the highway flew by like they jockey for position in a Dover speed roadway event. The cars screamed like banshees. For Jet Goshen, he kept driving and surpassed everyone there on the stretch of road. He kept his own sense of what it meant to be a race car driver. Finally, he reached pole position. A smile crept on his walnut-colored face. The roar from his engine continued to make him seem like a champion. Then rumble strips woke him up and he returned to the road. Let's see where we are. And that's it. That's the last story. Nobody stuck around. It's right now on 0. That's fine. It was my first day back. I took a little short vacation. I am appreciative of everybody that chimed in, and we didn't reach our goal, but that's okay. I appreciate everybody that from Courtney to NYB Exchange, uh, everybody that came in and had their say. We talked about some serious stuff. We went into funny stuff, and that's what's up. That's what it's all about. We try to be well rounded here. But thank you anyway. I appreciate you for watching. Thank you for rolling with me, and I will see you tomorrow evening. Thank you very much. Take care.